Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulil kareem. Chapter 26. Why do we need guides like pious sheikhs? In fact, the Arabic is shuyukh or mashaikh, and peers. Peers is I believe a Persian word, and it's still used in English. He's my peer. Yeah, there's a lot of Muslim words in use. Bazaar is another word they use, but he's my peer. Even chairman is from the old Arabic. And don't get me started on science and the stuff they've used. Algorithms, I've started, right? Algorithms, it's and algebra is from al-jabr, where you join things together. So you're joining equations together. It's all from Arabic. So why do we follow pious people? Why can't we go straight to Allah? Can I just say, this thing about going straight to Allah, again, it's not a statement designed to guide anybody. When they make this statement, these people, it's designed to stop us being guided by pious people. That's what it's designed to do. Alright? So it's designed to misguide us. Because when we go straight to Allah, does Allah Himself come down to guide us? In which case, can you remember, Allah Himself has come down and guided people. For Allah has a system which He has chosen to implement. And His system is this: He sends people to guide us. After all, why then have 124,000 prophets? That's Allah's system. So we go to Allah for guidance, and if Allah wishes us to be guided, He sends us someone to guide us. And if we think about how we live in this world, and we get help from people. Okay, nobody who has a tooth pain, let me quote that example, says, you know what, I'm going to put my musalla out and I'm going to do wudu and I'm going to keep praying till it goes away. Right? And Allah will look at that, I'm just saying, and Allah will be very happy with that, I'm sure. But then Allah will then send them somebody, say, why didn't you phone a dentist? And that's how Allah guides. Nobody whose car breaks down says, you know what, I know what to do. Let me find the nearest mosque. I'm going to pray, I'm going to go back. It can happen. Yeah, maybe it can happen. And it has happened. Someone's made dua and they've come back and there's a miracle going on. Yeah, it has happened, all right? But it happens for such few occasions, and in desperate occasions, and in desperate times where they can't find anybody to help. And there's a number of examples, like the flour, that the grinder that's going around. I'm sure I've told you that story. Yeah, it has happened, okay? But they've done their best to find help and assistance, and they're completely stuck. And then if Allah shows mercy and kindness, and He does, He will put them in their mind, do you know what, I can phone a mechanic. And Allah will send them a great mechanic. And that's how Allah helps. I want guidance, what shall I do? Allah sends you a guide. I want to understand Quran, how do I understand it? Allah sends you a teacher. That's Allah's system. Okay? Allah, He creates life and death, but to give life, He sends an angel. To take life, He sends an angel. That's Allah's system. And His system is throughout our lives, we can see. So this phrase, only go to Allah, nobody else, is completely designed to misguide. Of course we ask Allah for guidance, of course we do. But we don't expect Allah to come down Himself and teach us. Allah is a creator. He's designed a system. Yes, he can choose to guide directly, as he has done with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's a very special relationship. Okay. Well, let's see what Allah Himself has. Well, let's see what we pray in our prayers. We say, "Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim." Oh Allah, we are asking Allah, show us a right path, a straight path. We are asking Allah. Yes, we're asking Allah for help. And what does Allah Himself say in the next verse for us to repeat? Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim, the path of those whom you have blessed. So we're saying, Allah Himself is saying, ask me for the straight path, and then ask me to show you the path of other people. Ask me this as well. And we're asking Allah. Allah is saying, this is what you have to ask me. Ask me for guidance, and ask me the guidance of those who I have guided. Show me that path. Show me those people. And not the people who I've got anger with, or the people I have allowed to be misguided. Not those paths, but the paths of those with ni'mah. This is Surah Fatiha. We ask in Surah Fatiha for Allah to show us pious people. And this dua is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everybody makes it. So we are asking Allah directly for help, and the help we are asking, Ya Allah, send us people to guide us. And let's see who are these people of ni'mah. Allah has mentioned an'amta alayhim, people of ni'mah. Again, you find in 4 verse 69, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. Who are these people with ni'mah? أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. The people with ni'mah are مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ, from the prophets, وَالصِّدِّقِينَ, from the truthful, وَالشُّهَدَاء, from the martyrs or witnesses, وَالصَّالِحِينَ, and the righteous. This is a group of people we are asking help from. وَحَسُنَ أُولَٰئِكَ رَفِيقًا, a noble group or fellowship, a blessed, a lovely, a beautiful fellowship. Blessed people. They have been blessed with knowledge and with light to guide. And again, فَسَأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ, ask the people of dhikr, إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, if you don't know. See, ask the people of dhikr, ask them, ask people. And why people of dhikr are not of ilm? Because ilm is no guarantee of being guided. Iblis has knowledge. No, it's dhikr. It's people who remember Allah frequently. These are the people, and combine that with knowledge, they can guide you. It's not just ilm, it's amal. So Allah says, focus on the amal, the taqwa of the hearts, focus on that. They are the ones to guide you. They are the ones to ask for help. Fas'alu, ask them for help. Fas'alu, ask them. وَمَن يُضْلِلْ فَلَن تَجِدَ لَهُ وَلِيًّا مُرْشِدًا. Whoever Allah sends astray, allows to go astray, you will never find someone to guide them. Murshid, you won't find them a murshid. Murshid is the Arabic for Shaykh or Pir. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ittaqullah wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. O you who believe, fear Allah. Allah's talking to those who believe. Allah is saying, fear Allah, wa kunu ma'as sadiqin, and be with those people who are truthful. In other words, choose the right company so you can be guided. So Allah is ordering us, find this person, find that person, ask this person, ask that person. Allah is saying, and make dua to me, for me to send you these people. Sahih Muslim, we find that the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he talks about bay'ah, The one who dies without bay'ah on his neck dies the death of an ignorant person. In other words, bay'ah is a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to take oath of allegiance. And we know that the oath of allegiance ideally should be with a khalifa. There's no khalifa around, so the Sufiya have kept the bay'ah alive with spiritual obedience and with spiritual allegiance. Because of this hadith and other ahadith and the Quranic references as well. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُبَايِعُونَكَ إِنَّمَا يُبَايِعُونَ اللَّهَ يَدُ اللَّهِ فَوْقَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. Whoever, when they did bay'ah to you, Ya Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they did bay'ah to Allah. Allah's hand was above their hands. This is Quran. Now, how did they do bay'ah to Allah? Through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Quran. See, they went to Allah Azza wa Jal through Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because that's what he was sent for. He was sent to the people to take them to Allah. Can you see how people have twisted this whole thing around against Quran and against Hadith? And the Prophet himself said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Inna al-ulama warathatul anbiya." The ulama are the successors of the prophets. And you find in Tirmidhi, Imam Ahmad, Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, Darmi. And how many prophets? 120,000, from whom 315 messengers. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahmatullah alayhi. And if you think about it, when our children are small, we send them to school. We get help from kuffar teachers to teach them, because that's the system. And when we get stuck, we get help. We find someone who can help us. And this is in all aspects of our lives. Are we saying that when it comes to something like a car issue or a plumbing issue or electrical issue, we'll definitely go to somebody for help? When it comes to our life and death issue, going to Jahannam or Jannah, we don't need anybody? Is that what we're saying? When it comes to the most important issue, we don't need anybody. I remember discussing this with somebody, and he said to me at the end of it, he said, "Let me ask my Shaykh if you're right." I said, "Yeah, ask him." He still hasn't got it. What he said, he still hasn't worked it out. He goes, "You can't have a Shaykh." "Who told you?" "My Shaykh told me." I said, "That's really good. I'm glad he's told you that." Right. It's completely true. This is completely true. It's exactly what they said. I remember showing a guy a verse from Quran. He looked at that. He goes, "Oh wow." He goes, "I can't be right. Let me go." And he went there and then to see his Shaykh, and he came back. No, that means something else. You know. So I said, you've gone to your Shaykh to ask him for help, and the discussion is going directly to Allah. Okay, mashallah. Absolutely amazing. Any questions on this? You know, there's something I heard. It's not funny, but it actually it's very interesting. This guy is he's in his house and the water's rising, and the firemen come on a boat and they say, "We're here to rescue you." He goes, No, I'm going to get help from God. Right. So fireman goes, "Fine." They went. Then the water reached, really, he was actually on his roof. And then this time a helicopter came, and they said, "We're here to," and he goes, "No, I'm waiting God for help." And then this time he's clinging onto the aerial, right? And a plane comes and throws a life raft. He goes, No, I'm going to get help from God. And he drowns, right? And then it's not a Muslim joke, right? It's a Christian, Jewish joke. So then he meets God, and he goes, "I've been waiting for your help." And God says, I sent you firemen, I sent you a helicopter, I sent you a plane that dropped a life raft, and you're waiting for my help. This is a different sort of angle on this. Right, any questions? The only thing I'll add to this is Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, when he was sent to Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, and all we can say, Musa alayhi salam is someone who receives direct discussion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's no intermediary, he speaks direct. Allah sent him Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam, and Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam said, قَالَ فَإِنِ اتَّبَعْتَنِي فَلَا تَسْأَلْنِي عَنْ شَيْءٍ. He said, don't ask me a single question, حَتَّى أُحْدِثَ لَكَ مِنْهُ ذِكْرًا, until I talk about it. That's my condition. This is Musa alayhi salam, one of the most mightiest messengers of Allah. Khidr alayhi salam is saying, don't discuss anything with me. Right? And Musa alayhi salam, as you know, he followed him, and he said, no, you can't do this, because he's a prophet, he can't keep quiet. He's a messenger of God, he can't keep quiet. And then right there in Khidr says, that's enough, you can go now. Look at this position. So all I can say is, Musa alayhi salam didn't say, sorry, I'm not getting help from you, it's shirk, it's not, I'm going straight to Allah. It's Allah who sent him to Khidr alayhi salam. The whole surah is named, is in discussion. So if it's good enough for Musa alayhi salam, it's good enough for us. Right? No questions. Two questions, mashallah. Yeah, come on. You can call if a person is pious and powerful, you can call upon him. Absolutely. And I've got examples in here. I'm not sure exactly where. I think later on, where people called help from a distance. So that's one method. You're allowed to say, Ya Shaykh, please help me, as people have said. And what they're saying is, the Shaykh can help if he's powerful enough in different ways. Or we say, Ya Rasulullah, so please help me. Okay? And that's completely allowed. As we say, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inni astashfa'u bika ala rabbi. There's actually a hadith where you're allowed to say, Ya ibadallah, O servants of Allah, please help me. The Shaykh will help and guide however he sees fit, isn't it? Sometimes a Prophet, for example, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sometimes he made dua, another time he didn't make dua, he just made it happen. Like the splitting of the moon, he just pointed with his finger. But of course everything comes from Allah. And some pious people have the spiritual power to change events and what we call give nazar. Like for example, Abu Hurairah radiallahu, this is in Sahih al-Bukhari. Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, I forget things sometimes. When you narrate, I try and remember, but I forget. Right. Did he make a special dua? Did he give a special wazifa? Did he say to him, you make nafal and read dua? What did he do? Basically he said, I'll sort this out for you. We didn't say that, but the next actions will show. He made him take his cloak off and he put it on the floor, and he did this, like this, like that. He goes, now wear it. He said, say Bukhari. And Abu Hurairah wore it, radiallahu, and he goes, I never forgot a single hadith after that. And he's the most prolific narrator of a hadith. Right? So the pious can help in different ways. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an, he once was in the khutbah in Jummah, and he stopped and he said, I've got this reference. He said, Ya Sariya al-Jabal the mountain. And he carried on with his khutbah, and people say, what's going on? And Hazrat Sariya, radiallahu, he was actually in a battle at the time. And when Hazrat Sariya came back to Makkatul Mukarramah, he said, Ya Umar, I heard your voice in the battle, and you said the mountain. I looked at the mountain, I saw the enemy gathering to try, and in these battles you always have a sort of a side attack or a rear attack or something like that to catch the enemy by surprise, like this. He goes, and you warned me and we sorted it out. And there's a whole section in Mishkat on the miracles of the companions. There's a whole section on this. There's one which is coming up later on. By going to a Shaykh who has taqwa and asking for help, the fact is, because the Shaykh has taqwa, Allah has blessed that person. Alright? And just by you asking him, Allah likes that. The fact, he's come to my servant and asked. And the angels like that, and the Buzurgs like that, and they all want the same thing. So there's different mechanisms that can be used. I've seen mashayikh, someone's come, let's take the Prophet as an example, so the best example. Someone came and he was complaining of an illness, and the Prophet he touched his chest. And he goes, you've got a heart condition. Look at that diagnosis. You've got a heart condition. He goes, and this is the solution, but you get the solution from this person. I put this on my Facebook actually. He didn't say go and make a dua. He sent him to somebody else and said, tell him to grind down this number of dates and feed you and teach you like this. Right? And that was his diagnosis, and that was his. There was no dua, there was no nafil, there was no wazifa. The Prophet himself said, I will help you, so this is what you have to do. So yeah, hijama is another example where we get help from a person, isn't it? A person does hijama on us, but the blessing is from Allah. We go to a doctor who gives, a kafir who gives us medicines. Medicines only work because Allah has given permission. So the mechanism a sheikh uses is different. Or that's so a sheikh has different ways, all right? But ultimately, the most powerful way is dua. Ultimately, most powerful way is dua. But as I've given examples, it's not the only way. Well,
it's very thin.
Well, no, but the reason they say that is because a pious person's dua has more potential of being accepted than your own dua. And that's true for anyone. If I ask my brother to make a dua for me, it's more likely for that person's dua to be accepted than my dua. That's the Prophet saying, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's not a problem saying that. You're not denying Allah exists. You're just saying, look, I need your help. It's like if you have the top heart surgeon, he's the only person who can perform an operation. That's not committing shirk, is it? Saying you're the only person who can help me, I need your help, isn't it? And some people are desperate and they know this person has a speciality that their dua is always accepted. That's what we're going to say to him, isn't it? I've known people, their dua is so powerful. I'm happy to say that to them. You're the only person I know in the whole world whose dua can be accepted on this, because you're so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now I've met people like that, and I've got dua from them. I've made sure I got dua from them. But I'm asking them to make dua to Allah, isn't it? And even Shaykh, Mashayikh, they actually said before they pass away, don't worry, I'll be with you, don't worry. I'll be making dua for you in Barzakh. Isn't the Prophet making dua for us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He's not dead and finished, na'udhu billah. He's still our messenger, he's still our Prophet, peace and blessing. Doesn't he come to people in their dreams still and give them guidance and help them and assist them? And we've gone through hadith where he says, I receive your deeds, and if I like them I praise Allah, and if there's an issue I ask for your forgiveness. They've seen clearly in hadith. So from Barzakh there's assistance. But people make out if you go to somebody for help it's shirk. How is it shirk? You're going to somebody for help. How they help is up to them. If they got potential to help you, they can help you. Angels can, I don't know if you know the story about the angels. Is it allowed to get help from angels? If we're not going to Allah, isn't it? We're asking getting help from angels. You know the story about the angels when they helped a leper and a bald man?
Yeah.
I've been through that. I'll just go through it very briefly. An angel came and a guy was a leper and what do you want? Do you want anything? And the leper says, I want people to look at me and not feel uncomfortable. I think his words were a bit more, frank than that, but anyway. So the angel just touched him. The angel have this power, they just touched him. And the man became beautiful skin. And the angel said, what else do you want? And he goes, I want camels. He goes, I'll give you camels. Then he went to the next person who was bald. I wouldn't see that in the same league as a leper, but anyway, this is a hadith. So the angel touched him, got his hair back, gave him sheep. Went to a third person, the guy was blind, angel touched him, he was able to see, and the angel gave him loads of goats like this. Then the angel came back many years later, and by this time all these people, their businesses had expanded and grown really successful. And the angel said to the leper, I've come to take some camels, I'm a poor person. The leper goes, no, you can't take any camels. The angel goes, well, Allah gave you them. He goes, no, I got them myself. Then the angel said, well, Allah cured your skin. No, I did that myself. The angel said, right, may Allah give you put back in your condition you were in. And the man, he lost his business and he became a leper again. And the guy without the hair, same thing, I've come to take some sheep. Because no, I'm not giving you any, it's mine. Allah gave you, no, I did it myself. Allah gave you your hair, no, Allah did it myself. The angel said, may Allah put you back in the condition you were in. Then he went to the guy who was blind and he goes, I want to take some goats. And the person said, take as many as you like, because Allah gave them to me. Because like Allah gave me my sight back. So the acknowledgement is everything's from Allah, but the angel directly helped. Alright? So that's the line. You don't believe the angel is God, you believe the angel is an angel, and the pious person is a pious person, and the prophet is a prophet, a messenger is a messenger, and Allah is a creator as a separate. That's the boundary. So asking someone for help is completely permissible and required, as Surah Fatiha declares. How the person helps, if they have the capacity to help you, then you've gone to the right person. If they haven't, you've made a mistake. You still haven't committed shirk, you've just wasted your time. Isn't it? But when you find somebody who has this position where they're very close to Allah, and sometimes they say something or they make a dua and you see it enacted, that's a person to keep in touch with. That's a person to ask. Or am I missing something here? I mean, if that angel came along and you knew what the angel could do, you wouldn't say, get out of my house. You say, come in, take a seat. Let me give you a list of things, please. Isn't it? Okay, so a shaykh can help in different ways. It depends on the spirituality of the shaykh. Alright? And I don't mean the miracles that are performed, but it's a position for guidance, how close he is to Allah. And I've given you some examples how the Prophet has helped, some examples how the angels has helped, some examples how the Hazrat Umar has helped. Alright? Some examples how the Prophet has helped from his grave. We've given you all these examples. And a pious person, why does a pious person have spirituality? Because of his or her taqwa, of course, but in addition to that, Allah sends them angels. تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ أَلَّا تَخَافُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاؤُكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. We are your friends and protectors in this life and in the akhirah. So a person who's blessed by Allah, who has faith, Allah sends them angels. And when someone goes to them for help, of course the angels aren't going to ignore it, they're going to assist. Haven't you wondered how good things work? how something gets blessed, how if you're about to have an accident but you get saved. It's the angels. That's Allah's system. This is how Allah helps, via the angels. This is Quran. I've quoted a verse from Quran. Let me quote another verse from Quran. In Badr, Battle of Badr, the companions were assisted by the angels. 5,000 angels. The Quran mentions 5,000 angels. And the companions were mentioning, suddenly we saw, while we were being attacked, suddenly the whole attack force just split as if someone was riding through. And it was explained, this is one of the angels. Some of the angels is going through the ranks. And they came specially dressed for war. You know, when you take on the people of taqwa, you don't take on something small. It's not just the Prophet you're fighting, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's enough, right? To know that you're fighting not just you're fighting Allah's angels. The battle of Abraha, the man who said, I'm going to demolish the Kaaba. Yeah, he took Allah on. Allah said, I won't deal with him with angels, I'll deal with him in the way he needs to be dealt with. I'm going to send him birds with little stones, because that's what he deserves. I'm not going to get my angels involved in this. Let me deal with him with these people, these little stones. How dare he come and threaten my house? And these birds, sister, you have to imagine the whole sky covered. It was just, the sight was terrifying. And then they dive bombed, and they released. They had one in their beak and one each in their claw, and every single stone hit the target, and the whole army was demolished by just little birds and little stones. And even if Allah didn't use the birds, what would he have used? A tornado? Again, Allah's using a system, right? And one of the angels controls the weather anyway, so you know. Okay, what's the second question? Can the righteous hear us from the graves even if we are in their own homes? Yes, it's possible, and I'll give you the example. It's the angels that carry this voice, alright? As the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you send me a durood, I'm able to hear it. Alright? So if Allah wishes, the pious can hear. After all, doesn't the Quran say, وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ? While Allah is close in the jugular veins, النَّبِيَّ أَوْلَىٰ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. The Prophet said, I'm even closer to you than your soul is close. Alright? So we believe that's possible. Of course it's possible. We believe that. And the example of Hazrat Umar, where he said, Ya Sariya, he called the people Sariya, and he could see what was happening from the minbar, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala. So yes, of course it's possible if the person is pious enough and has that position. Of course it's possible, to be honest. Prophets are different. Prophets had to show, look, I'm a messenger, look what I can do. You know, look at this. This is my, you want to proof, I'm giving you proof, because it's important that you get proof. And some awliyaa ikram have done this as well, you know. But don't forget, Dajjal can do this as well. He can perform miracles. All right. If you want to be sincerely guided, Allah will send you a guide. He will lead you to a guide. All right. And everybody who wants sincere guidance, I've always found that to be the case, and they get the best guide. All right. And even if they have to go through a couple of, you know, foolish people, then they realize, well, this isn't the person for me. As long as you're sincere in wanting to find guidance. If you're not sincere, if you're arrogant, it's not going to happen. Right? Yeah, I'll fly through the rest, inshallah. Okay, chapter 27. So I saw another hadith in 26, which is actually really good, but let's go through 27. Why do I have to follow a madhab? Why can't I just follow Quran and Sunnah? Very simple. If you're following a madhab, which is a series of fatwas, okay, by great ulama, or statements by great ulama or fuqaha like Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, rahmatullah alayh, if you're following statements and guides and guidances from these types of people, you are following Quran and Sunnah, because the statements they're making are from their analysis and study of Quran and Sunnah, and it saved us a huge amount of time. For example, there are so many hadith on how to pray, and some of them appear contradictory. Which ones do you follow? And you might end up performing a prayer that doesn't actually exist, because you've taken one bit from this hadith, one bit from that hadith, and it doesn't exist. So these great imams, Allah blessed them with such power of knowledge and analysis, and they weren't just ordinary people. These are huge personalities with massive amounts of knowledge, and were able to simplify that knowledge for us and classify it in such a beautiful way and such a comprehensive way. And you don't find anybody now who can do that. Alright? So that's why we follow them, because we're going to make mistakes by going through Quran and Sunnah. We can't even get our basic Aqeedah correct. Who's helping us? How we're being helped, and who to ask, and this and that. Where is Allah? All this we don't even know, and this is fundamental. So these great ulama have said, this is how you do wudu, and this is how you perform the salah, this is how you do Eid, this is how you do salat al-janazah, this is how how to clean your clothes, like this. This is how you fast, this is how you break the fast, like this. So they've classified it really nicely for us, and they've classified it from Quran and Sunnah. And all these four imams respected each other's schools. None of them said, you must only follow me. And Allah allowed four schools to flourish around the world. Okay? So by following them, we are following Quran and Sunnah. And Allah says in 483, follow the messengers, and وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ minhum, and follow those with authority over them, i.e. the fuqaha, the ulama, because they are the ones who investigate. You see, they do the analysis, they study. And then أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ minkum, obey Allah, His Messenger, and those with authority of knowledge, authority of spirituality, authority of taqwa. Follow these people. And even the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, follow these two after me, Abu Bakr and Umar. Follow these people. You see, so that's how Islam is to be followed, by our teachers. In Bukhari, we find Hazrat Mu'adh came to Yemen, radiyallahu ta'ala an, and we questioned him, we asked him, he gave an Islamic edict, and they followed it. This is Bukhari. So we are following people. And even some companions, Abu Musa, for example, radiyallahu ta'ala, he went, and they had already received a fatwa from Ibn Masud radiyallahu. Abu Musa said, no, you got a fatwa already, you got a guidance for him. I'm not saying anything on this. Look how they respected each other's decisions. You see, he said he's your teacher, you should follow him. I'm not getting involved in this. Again, this is Bukhari. Alright, so following a madhab, following a system given to us by a senior scholar is completely permissible, as we have seen in the teachings of the companions, and as we have seen in the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, any questions on this?
Yes, so in terms of the four schools of thoughts, how would we be judged on the Day of Judgment?
Well,
because some madhab say your wudu is broken, some say...
Yeah, I know, but each one's got evidence for that. So you can't say one's wrong. In fact, the differences of opinion are actually rahmah for us. So for example, under extreme circumstances, we could follow one madhab rather than another one. As an example, going for Hajj, all the madhabs say you should go with a mahram, okay, but the Shafi'i madhab allows a woman to go in a group of women. So where a woman doesn't have a mahram but Hajj is compulsory on her, she can follow that Shafi'i principle. So in that sense, it's a rahmah. I'm not saying you should take this and take that for your convenience. You shouldn't do that. But this keeps a sunnah alive in all its varieties, because the Prophet did pray so with Rafadain, he did pray like this. But Imam Abu Hanifa says rahmatullah, the last way he prayed and he taught was without Rafadain. So that's right, but also if he did most of his life Rafadain, that's right as well, isn't it? So it keeps a sunnah, all the sunnah alive, and that's how we should see it. Choose one so there's no contradiction within that madhab. But if you have extreme situation, then you're allowed to take jurisdiction from another madhab. And as we're following Quran and Sunnah, Allah will judge us on our sincerity. It's not our position unless we know better than these imams. But Allah has covered all the aspects with all four imams, so you can't say you know better than the imams. Even their students rarely overruled them. And if you think about it, there's been so many generations of scholars, none of them have gone against these four imams, unless you have people who are deviant, and they say we follow Quran and Sunnah but we don't like any scholars, those sort of people. Yeah, sorry, how many Quranic verses do you know in Arabic by heart? And it might be just Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, and they recite Surah Fatiha. How many hadiths do you know by heart? Oh yeah, kullu bid'atin dalala, that's the only hadith I know. That's it. Your whole Islam is based on that hadith. Yeah, excellent, well done, absolutely superb. Right, 28, following a waseelah. Again, this is part of Allah's system. Allah says, وَابْدَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ, find a waseelah, وَجَاهِدُوا فِي سَبِيلِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ, and do the struggle, and struggle in His way, so that you may become successful. So waseelah means intermediary. Alright? Find someone or something, in this case someone. And in our dua in adhan, after adhan, we say وَآتِ مُحَمَّدًا الْوَسِيلَةِ. We're asking the Prophet ﷺ to become a waseelah. And this is a hadith in Sahih Sittah, by the way, this dua. And the dua of the blind man, very famous, where the Prophet himself ﷺ says, make a dua, and in that dua ask me for help. Ya Muhammad, you're calling Muhammad in your dua, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why are you calling him? You're asking him for help. And this you find in Tirmidhi Sharif, you find in Ibn Majah, you find in tafsirs all over the place, you find in Mustadrak. Okay? And in Bukhari, where they said we used to ask help for rain through the Prophet ﷺ, and now we're asking you through the uncle of your Prophet. So this is Bukhari. And then when Hazrat Umar went for Umrah, because there was an issue, Quraysh wasn't letting them in, after which the Treaty of Hudaybiyah was signed, the Prophet said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ay ukhay, ashrikna fi du'aik wa la tansana. He said, remember us in your dua, don't forget us. This is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in fact he actually gave instructions to his companions, go and see Hazrat Uwais al-Qarni radiyallahu ta'ala an, who was known to be a companion without never having met Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet said, so when you meet him, ask him to make dua for your forgiveness. So Hazrat Umar asked him, make dua for our forgiveness. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Chapter 29. Okay, additional evidences of waseelah. Sorry, just finish off 28. Yes, the hadith is Bukhari Sharif, the dua of the adhan is Bukhari Sharif. Okay, there's waseelah of voice, where Ibrahim alayhi salam, he called the birds who had been killed, and they flew towards him. So his voice was used to resurrect the birds. The dead piece of meat was used to hit a dead person so the dead person could be raised, and he said, this person killed me, I'm the witness, this person is the one who committed my murder. This is, by the way, both of this Quran, okay? And then Musa alayhi salam, he parted the seas with his staff, again that's Quran. Allah used the waseelah of the stick. The stick is dead, by the way, and the stick wasn't committing shirk, alright? Where a shirt was put on Yusuf alayhi salam's father's face to cure his blindness. The shirt again wasn't committing shirk, alright? And then Zakaria alayhi salam making dua at a special place. The place wasn't committing shirk, alright? And the Prophet himself saying, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hijama cures you, and especially on the 17th, 19th, 21st of the month. So hijama again is waseelah. Those who do hijama aren't committing shirk. And where Allah says in the Quran, urkud bi rijlik, hadha mughtasalun baridun wa sharab, for water, kick the ground with your foot, O Ayyub alayhi salam. Allah could have just made the water flow. He goes, no, I want your blessed foot to kick the ground as a waseelah, and then the water will flow. Right? And even the kuffar are a waseelah when they give us medicines and stuff, and they fix our cars or don't fix our cars, as the case may be. Right? Okay, chapter 29. Only prophets perform miracles, awliyaa can't. Again, we have the Holy Quran, whereby Maryam, peace be on her, she shook the palm tree and the fresh dates fell in front of her. We have, for example, Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam, who asked for the throne of Bilqis, and a man said, I'll bring it to you. He had the power to bring him the throne before an eye could blink. That's in Quran. Okay? And this was a waliullah, wasn't a prophet, wasn't a messenger, a waliullah. We have, this is a Kanzul Ummal, Bayhaqi and Mishkat, where Hazrat Umar said, Ya Sariya, the mountain. This is what I mentioned. And Hazrat Khubayb's miracle, again one of the companions, this is Bukhari, and it appears in Bukhari 4 times. Hazrat Khubayb was martyred by the Quraysh, and he was kept in a chain with chains and locks and stuff, and they saw him eating fresh grapes, and they said afterwards, Innahu la rizqu min Allahi rizqahu Khubayban. This is rizq from Allah which was given to Khubayb. This is Bukhari. Alright. We have again in Bukhari, again, you know, Maulana Hamza helped me with this hadith. Well, when I say help me, he couldn't find it, alright? And he searched and he found all the others, he struggled to, and I struggled after that. I thought, crikey, maybe it's been made up. And we searched and searched, and then we found it, alright? And it's Bukhari in 2 places. Alright, and I mentioned this in my speech about sustainability, because these are torches where the torches are just wooden sticks, and when you break it you get 2 torches, and it's there in Bukhari. And this is miracle of the companions. Alright, so we got Quran, we got Bukhari, we got everywhere. Alright, and then Abu Bakr's miracle, again Bukhari and Muslim radiyallahu, where he bought people for food, and because of his blessing the food increased and increased and increased. In fact, when the people left, they had more food left than when they started with. Look at that. So we say mu'jiza for the prophets, miracles, and karamat for the awliyaa ikram, and the companions are awliyaa ikram. Alright, there's a whole section on this in Mishkat, miracles of the companions. Right, chapter 30. Why do you call yourselves ahle sunnah wal jamaa'ah? Well, very simple. Okay, the word jamaa'ah is used in a number of places, okay, in the Quran. And Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala an, he actually gave a tafsir of a verse which I've quoted, 3106, where he mentions wujuhu ahle sunnah wal jamaa'ah. He actually mentions whose faces are bright. He goes, the people of sunnah and jamaa'ah and the group. That's why we refer to ourselves ahle sunnah wal jamaa'ah, because Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala, he coined this phrase. If he coined this phrase, he didn't just make it up. It was definitely from the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the Prophet himself said, Allah's hand, yadullahi ma'al jama'ah, is with the jama'ah. This is a Tirmidhi Sharif. And al-jama'ah is one sect not in the fire. Allah's hand is with the jama'ah, you see. So ahle sunnah wal jama'ah is a phrase coined by Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala. And the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, La tajtami'u ummati ala dalala, my ummah will not agree with misguidance. And he also said, follow the sunnah of the khulafa and those rightly guided Rashideen after you. So we are following the sunnah of Abdullah ibn Abbas, who said ahle sunnah wal jama'ah. We're following that sunnah. Any questions? Thank you very much. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.